Welcome to Mango Bay.
Hello, Mango Bay Clip.
Hello.
Current events. Let's do it.
Joe, is the camera? Okay, you're using that one. Cool.
We're just using one camera?
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. How's the framing? Is good?
Welcome to Mango Bay. We're getting topical right
Hello.
now. Big news.
So
Big news. Do you want to announce it or should I announce it?
Obviously I don't know anything.
Turns out, guys, that the whole Bangladeshi revolution, the students' protest, grassroots, power to the people. Boom. CIA op. CIA op.
The story is apparently it was there's a lot of protesters were backed by IRI, which is like a Republican institute.
Part of the National Endowment for Democracy, which was established by the CIA.
Right.
Okay.
So apparently the gray zone, which is left-wing fringe.
It's not fringe.
It's really left. Really left.
They're hard. We had a gray zone journalist on the pod, Aaron Mate.
Okay. I'm not.
Pally Maxer, hardcore Palestine advocate.
Right. So this publication was talking about, and it has some receipts too. I was like, yeah,
they have all the receipts, dude. These are leaked documents. Okay. Here's the title of the article: Leaked files expose covert U.S. government plot to destabilize Bangladesh's politics. This is published on September 30th, 2024. And it was basically everything that I said it was.
Well, okay, I
on
agree
Mango
that
Bay
what you
and
said.
Outside of Mango Bay.
I'm not saying you're wrong by any of that. I'm just saying, like, my take when I read this, right? I'm like, okay, did it start, foment, exacerbate, or was it just kind of on the tail of an already existing movement?
Well, their whole point,
you know what I'm
right?
saying?
Here's my point: is the whole point of these organizations, all the NGOs, all the NGO classes, right? The classes of NGO people in all these countries, they're there to strike a match and mobilize whenever the U.S. government wants to destabilize.
Sure.
Shit. That's their whole point, right?
Sure.
They're like sleeper cells for destabilizing governments and countries, right? Here's the lead on it. Leaked docs reveal that prior to the toppling of Bangladeshi PM Sheikh Hasina, U.S. government-funded International Republican Institute trained an army of activists, including rappers and LGBTQI people, even hosting transgender dance performances to achieve national power shift. Institute staff said activists would cooperate with IRI to destabilize Bangladesh's politics. Okay.
I mean, that's wild.
And it's all bared out, right? Because who is the person that they've installed? It's not some grassroots homegrown leader of Bangladesh. Mohammed Yunus, Clinton fellow, Clinton Global Initiative fellow, right? Everything is in place.
It makes sense that, okay, U.S. is coming in for its interest because a lot of foreign investment from China, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Fine.
And they do have friendly relations with India. They did.
They do. So it does make sense on a grand level. U.S. has done this before. It's not like U.S. has never done this.
No,
right?
This is called a color revolution.
Classic.
For all the people tuning in, this is called a color revolution. This is how they destabilized all the ex-Soviet countries in Eastern Europe.
Sure.
This is their whole game plan. The Arab Spring was quickly turned into a color revolution. Syria, what happened in Syria, all the tumult there, a color revolution.
Right. Now, I get the idea that, okay, like Bangladesh, a little buddy with like, there's like foreign investment coming in from China. It's second, I think.
India,
China, right? So there's like a concept of like, okay, we need like a guy who likes U.S. in their stat. Okay, fine. But I mean, the guys they got, the people they got didn't seem like they were really that powerful. So I was like looking at like rapper Tawfiq, and I saw his video, which was first of all ass. He was a terrible rapper, which has made me want to protest.
He's no Anik Khan, okay?
Another sleeper cell, by the way, and that it makes me want to go to sleep. Dude, so I saw his fucking rap, and it was, horrific. He's terrible. His flow is horrific.
Yes.
It was terrible.
Yes.
It was an IRA-backed flow, too.
Yes, it was. It was what you would expect of a Republican-backed rapper. Okay, that is what we were getting here.
His flow was mad Republican, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And then, I saw actually a lot of Bengalis like roasting him in the comments of the YouTube because they all read the Grayson article. So they kept calling him like, American Dalal, which is like American agent, which is like such a fucking like attack in like Bengali conversations. And it's like, dude, can we just hate on his rap first before we go into anything political? Like, this guy just sucks.
Yes.
And so like, when I read this, I was like, okay, maybe.
Look, the rappers.
The rappers are
the transgenders.
fomenting change.
Okay, the rappers, the transgenders, those are just icing on the cake, cherries on top, right? But the newly uncovered files reveal how IRI spent millions in the lead up to Hasina's overthrow. And let's be real, this was a coup, right? It wasn't just an overthrow. The military took her out. And they escorted
was it millions
her out.
on getting Chaperone to do the fucking Shoaib Minar?
Listen. Spent millions in the lead up to Hasina's overthrow, covertly coaching opposition parties and establishing a regime change network concentrated among the country's urban youth. Okay.
All I'm saying is that was it already going to happen? They just threw in a couple of gay people in there?
It was not going to happen.
Was it a gay sprinkle?
Look, it could not have happened without the support of these United States regime change operators.
That's an interesting point. So now we're saying if the U.S. wasn't involved at all, that would Hasina have been toppled?
There's no
interesting point.
I have another thing I'd pointed out. How the fuck did these student protesters, how did they all get pocket routers after she shuts down the internet? How did they all get pocket routers to sit there and continue to do their propaganda work?
So it was dropped in.
Yeah, I mean, they're given the tools, right? They're given the coaching, and that's what it was, right? Everyone's like, Sheikh Hasina's a fascist. Fascist.
She did some fascist moves.
Okay, listen, maybe they're repressive moves, right? But a real fascist doesn't allow any of this shit to happen. They don't allow the NGOs in there. Imagine, could you have toppled Saddam Hussein with the students' movement? Fuck no.
Sure.
That's a real fascist authoritarian government.
Also, when I read these things, I agree with you in the fact that who starts and who creates could be just some agent being like, he farted, and then the country explodes.
Yes.
Now all it takes is one. When things are already bad, say okay, you have a situation going on. Now it's very tinderboxy. All you need is fucking couple of guys in a couple of places.
Yes.
Boom. Right? Tawfiq comes in, starts rapping somewhere, and then someone pees on Mujib's statue. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, Bengali's pretty excitable in peacetime. So the fact that they needed millions, honestly, the fact that I would tell these IRA guys, you don't need $1 million to create Bengali protests. Just have one guy take a nap on the road. And everything's gonna stop in Dhaka. This place it's 19 people a millisecond.
Right.
And you don't need to invest anything. Invest $20 in a homeless guy just shitting on the road.
That's all it takes. Dude. That's all it takes
to start a whole protest.
I did the ballot box. Yeah, I mean, dude, this is all an op. Everybody should go read this article. It's by the Gray Zone, Kit Clarenberg. Article is called "Leaked Files Expose Covert U.S. Government Plot to Destabilize Bangladesh's Politics." And
now, listen, I don't want to say that.
And all the people, Brown History on Instagram, you guys are all ops. Ops. Okay? Now you want to be another U.S. government puppet?
Ops. Listen, I still love the concept, bro. I love the concept. I'm not just the idealism. Give me some idealism moments here of okay, the idea that a student that there are genuine students who were fucking pissed. And maybe there was some co-opting and some fucking
but they get pissed the same way every student in America gets. It's through social media. It's through everybody gets activated by social media, and they don't do any due diligence. They don't do any research. They don't read a book. They don't even read an article. They just see somebody's TikTok. They see someone's IG post.
Sure.
It's time. Oh, it's basically hey guys, huge rave happening.
But the idea of maybe someone who's a little fascist. I'm not saying she's fascist or not. I'm saying someone who is on the ground level bad. Okay, say there's BLM wasn't completely, was that one guy that got fucking defrauded for embezzlement? One of the main BLM guys was stealing money.
Yeah. It was a chick, yeah.
It was an albino guy too.
Oh, you're talking about Sean Kings?
No, another guy.
No, there's another guy. Albino guy, that's amazing.
He took their donations for skin treatment. But the idea is
he went to get the Michael Jackson surgery that just makes him whiter, actually.
He took his money and bought a red suit jacket and a large hat and some black loafers. Really weird. Whoa. But the idea is that, okay, sure that they're there, but you don't think that there's could be some net positive change, even though maybe the U.S. is behind some of this stuff. Maybe Hasina wasn't good.
They just
you know what I'm saying?
They just want a cock puppet. That's all the U.S. wants, and they've got that with Muhammad Yunus, right? That's what they've got, right? But the thing is, things are going to become hell because he's not going to be a strong enough leader to control the jungly population of any South Asian country, let alone Bangladesh, right?
You know who agrees with you a lot? This is what I talked to my sister-in-law's dad, Champok Kalu, who's my family.
He's a real one. Look him up. Follow him on Instagram.
Yes, follow on the gram.
Follow him on TikTok
at Dick Slayer.
Don't give his full name though. We can't.
So no. That's his Bengali doc name anyway.
Okay.
And also, how are you gonna find Muhammad Ali, dude? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Good luck, buddy. But he's one of the smartest guys I know. Probably the second smartest guy after my dad in terms of just Bengali-ness, and so I really deferred to him a lot of ways. So I asked him, I went back home for a day and asked him about this, and his stuff was ostensibly the same. he was kind of like, the foreign investment powers are now gonna fucking air hockey Bangladesh until one wins, and it seems like U.S. is winning, and but there's no telling what China's gonna do or what India's gonna do or Russia's gonna do, but it seems like these kind of BRIC countries and fucking U.S. are in a stalemate against this sort of pretty strategic position apparently, right in the Bay of Bengal. That is like kind of a flashpoint. Right when you get into China, China's right there. America has like a area there. All of a sudden, they got like a port there. All of a sudden, they got fucking influence there against China. China. So again, he kind of like said all this stuff. And so when you're saying this, and you sent me this article, he kind of already talked to me about this stuff before he even sent it. And it's kind of like all the same concept of like, I guess U.S. is on one, but also, if. And again, I don't live there, so bro, I'm always saying this with a grain of salt. If Hasina really was that fucking bad, and you had no job for 40 years or whatever because Hasina's was fucking you up, then okay, yes, good. Politics is a game of who haves and have-nots, right? So things change. All I hope is that more people that are good become haves. Yes.
Right.
Even if it's U.S. backed or where the fuck, you know?
Listen, they did this in response to the fact also that they saw in their own kind of documents and their own research was that the BNP was totally unpopular and has completely rudderless and could not pull off an electoral victory. Right. And that was why they did it. That's why they kind of hoped to foment all this shit.
You know when the ugly guy is like, I boycott pussy now.
Yeah, exactly.
That seems like BNP. Like, well, we're not going to participate. It's like, bitch, you didn't have. No one's trying to get you.
I'm going to join the clergy. Actually, I found God.
Yeah. Okay, you're a 3, please. But yeah, I because you got into some tiffs. With
with my
some
Muay Thai club,
Muay Thai club with the Bengali, some Bengali dancer. Remember on your Shakti Punch? This one Bengali dude. Remember on the comments, he was like, "You're crazy, bro." Maybe. Then he hits me up.
Oh yeah,
he hits me up. He's like, "You get your mans." I was like, "What are y'all even?"
Yeah, no, exactly. All these people are the same as the people on the street who just get activated by what's on social media.
Right.
That's what it is. It's all social media ops. Everything that you're consuming is propaganda on social media. Okay? Everything. Cable news, social media, it's 99% is going to be propaganda, especially on the visually based apps, TikTok, Instagram, things like that, right?
At this point, dude, if you have a job, stop believing anything because you don't have enough time to figure out what the truth is.
Yes.
Like, people who like have no jobs can read 19 different viewpoints and figure out where the money's going, follow the money, etc. I just feel like a bunch of people now, again, they'll be like at work, right? Some cubicle, just fucking scrolling through, downloading shit on their heads, and now they have new values. It's like, I don't think there's enough time in the world to find truth for you. You just go to work, get your money, and feed your family.
Listen, that's what regimes in general rely on, right? They rely on lower wages, so you have to work more, right? And make it harder. Healthcare has to be a nightmare. Housing has to be a nightmare. And it sets people up very easily to be controlled because they don't have the time to actually make informed decisions that would be expected and should be expected of people who are supposed to participate in a democracy, right?
That's true. The IRA invented the dial tone for customer service. That fucking song that lasts 30 hours before you get to a fucking sales rep? That's fucking CIA backed, I'm sure.
So my whole thing, and everybody else who wants to be like, Modi's a fascist, you need to check your sources. Because look, this whole thing connected to that. All the people were yelling at me were like, you support the fascist Modi. I'm like, Modi is not a fascist. Okay, you can't point.
He's never done fascist things?
He's never done a single fascist thing.
I don't know about that.
But name one.
I don't know. I just think it's a pretty extreme thing to say.
No, it's not. It's very easy to paint it into a corner where it's like call him a fascist enough times and then the burden's on him or somebody else to say that he's not a fascist. If Modi was a fascist, India would honestly be way more ahead than it would be right now. Okay, Modi tried to implement the farm bills, which is something that had been in the works way pre-existing his regime. Hear me out. I
really, I'm out of my depth.
What happened? There were mass street protests, probably organized by these NGO types, right? The Khalistani movement types, right? Again, all Western-backed kind of NGO types. What did he do? He balked. He tabled the farm protest bills. Same thing with the CAA. He's not done a single thing which has been massively repressive to anybody in India.
So I just Googled Modi fascist.
Yeah.
And then there is on Pranav.com.
Yeah.
It says no.
Pranav.com, guys, the only reliable source for news. There's a war on for your minds.
There's differing opinions here. People
Listen, here's my point. Listen to me.
I also don't want to ever say anything extreme, good or bad for any politician.
See, here's my point.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that I love Modi either, but here's my point. Right? Is that people who are calling him fascist? This is a whole. There's a whole ecosystem, if supported by people like the National Endowment for Democracy, a CIA-created organization, IRI, all their subsidiaries, right? Anytime any government around the world starts to develop their own sovereign foreign policy, right? The fascist label starts coming out.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
The street protests.
Well, fascism is the new buzzword that used to be communism, right? Like
exactly.
You're communist.
Exactly.
Now the word is fascist.
So it's just a label that people use to try to mobilize people here in the West, especially, so that they're encouraged. You're saying, rah, rah, go, street protesters, right? These are all ops, okay? Anytime.
So you don't think Modi's done a single bad thing?
I'm not saying he hasn't done a single bad thing.
Just poking the
But
bear a little bit.
to call him a fascist is just completely an op.
I really, you know what I looked for to get your present before? I looked for KFC style Modi hoodie.
He looks kind of like Modi. The Colonel does look like Modi, which is why I like it.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess.
He's making Kentucky Fried Tofu up in here. Okay.
You got to get the Jane KFC. 0 spices that are secret.
Yeah. 0 secret. 0 herbs.
0 herbs.
Spices.
0 spices. Come on down.
Our chicken doesn't even cast a shadow.
KRC, Kentucky Raw Chicken. Come on down.
It's an op, dude. It's all an op.
Listen, the fact
and
that
it's all backed by neoliberal, Western neoliberal interests, right? And those are the people who are out there calling everybody a fascist, who somehow magically isn't operating lockstep in the interests of the U.S. State Department.
Well, they're also supported by right wing. It's all financial interests, right? Right or left, right? Mm-hmm. Whoever the ones have the real money, right? U.S. has been known to fucking be this guy. That's the thing is like, it's not hard to believe this story. Mm-hmm. It's not wild. It's not like a bomb for me because I'm like, every fucking 2 years we're like, there's more and more wild shit.
Sure.
The U.S. gave syphilis to fucking black people for 30. You're like, yeah, right. It's like a little story.
Of
so
course.
it's like nothing crazy. Seems like actually a fun version of what U.S. is usually doing.
Yeah.
It's
like a normal
usually
US
they're
thing.
injecting syphilis. Now they're just they're creating little fun gay events where Claro's playing. Some Republican guy, he's booking Claro for a Bangladeshi gig. That's nice. Is that not nice? Yeah.
Look, guys, this is an op, okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to have Tofik play us out. Okay, we're going to have Tofik play us out.
That's
here.
the one positive thing I can think of. This is like there's old white dudes on suits and email chains with lesbian artists.
Tofik has bars. Tofik really got bars.
Tofik should be in bars. This guy sucks.
This is the song. Oh God,
dude, his flow was horrific.
Buddy, we're gonna find the song. We're gonna have.
No. It's on the article.
It's now. You had to sign in through there.
Okay. Tofik, such a shit rap. Shit IRA bad rap. The Koch brothers actually.
That's literally it. Wow, great beat. Guys, this has been Mango Bay. Everybody's a fascist. Everything's an op.